Hi guys, welcome back to TedRedwoodFM. I'm Ed. Today we carry on with Woking in Ultimate Soccer Manager 2. We're just entering the second season of the save. I have carried on where I left off basically from the previous episode. It's the same night, you might be able to tell because I'm wearing the same clothes. I should sort out my posture though, hold on. And that's better. I was also checking because I definitely spilled dinner down my shirt and I wanted to make sure it wasn't on camera. So yeah, second season. First thing I'm going to do is jump into the bank to see... No, we don't really get any money over the summer. I thought we just might get money for the sake of it. We got some fax machine stuff. Spooner wants a pay rise. Business rates of 3,000 a week coming out. And then loads of agents saying that their players are unhappy. So I'll have a quick look at all this stuff. A lot of longer term contracts going on here, as well as a couple of players listed and things like that. Transfer list that guy. Anyone who, like the older players now, I just kind of want to transfer list and get rid of. Might keep Aiden Kilner around. Yeah, we'll keep Aiden Kilner around. I can already see a couple of players have actually improved, so that's not really a huge surprise. Aiden Kilner's contract is actually almost up. He's on 150 a week, so I want to keep him preferably on that. I really wish he didn't have to type everything in. He has taken 150 a week, so he's contracted for a bit longer now, so that's good. What we want to do is check on morale of some players. There's a few that are satisfied, some distressed as well. Neal Weber is distressed. He's on 100 a week. He's got a long contract. He wants 130. How about you can have 110. We'll have you on for 3 years. He wants a shorter contract. How about 120? And you're on for 2 years. How does that sound, mate? How does that sound? Short? In which case, you can stay distressed for now. There's not a lot I can do. Michael Gilgan? I mean, to be honest, you're terrible. What I should do is check to see the improvements of the players before I do anything. We did not win Manager of the Year, though, which is not a huge surprise. One of the first things we need to do, though, is jump into the transfer list, because the youth players should refresh with any luck. So there should be a new batch of players assigned. I don't know how many there'll be. There's quite a few, actually. But constantly need the production line. So we will just sign everyone up. Try and get them on long contract as well. A couple of strikers first in the door. I do need to keep an eye on... sorry, as I just hit the mic. Do need to keep an eye on signing fees. But we should be alright. I should probably be a bit more selective over players I sign now. Need a midfielder, so that's good. So in you come, get in the van. Very average defender. Got a couple of goalkeepers, so I'll come back for you. Another okay defender. I just think it's good to have the production line constantly rolling over, I suppose. It just makes the most sense, doesn't it? A very average striker and another average keeper. So I'm happy with that for now. We will judge the team. So we'll jump into the changing room. Sounds weird when you say it like that. Jump into team selections. We've almost maxed out our team people anyway. So Michael, whatever his name is not improving. His age is somewhere 18. So he's going to go straight onto the transfer list for 25k. And then 3 keepers have improved a little bit. So the guy that ended the season in the sticks has not improved much, and then the other 2 have improved quite a lot. So actually what we're going to do is we'll keep him around, but we're going to swap in Anthony Barlow. I think he was our main keeper last year. Yeah, he was, wasn't he? So he comes in. Kevin Brown's on the transfer list. Yeah, you can see some of these players have jumped up. So Ken Smith, I think he was on like 42 or something. He's now on 59 for tackling. I know it's not all about tackling, but it's just something to bear in mind. Kevin Brown is the older guy we don't want there anymore. Stephen Orford has improved a little bit. So yeah, we are lacking in defenders, which isn't really a huge surprise when you think about it. Aidan Kilner did not improve much, but he's 22, so it's not a huge shock. We'll bring in Ian Whitney for him and then sell on Aidan Kilner, because we do have a couple of midfielders we can sign in the youth section. And then strikers has been a couple of improvements. So that Reed fellow has come on quite well. Bart Williams has not, so he takes his place. And then we'll just sort through the rest of the team, get defenders in the right positions and all that jazz. And then we move the older players down. This is just what I'm going to do at the start of each season. So I'll show you this season because it's different to the first season where we just got rid of everyone. But where are you? Who is it? Kevin Brown. I want down here. So there's the 2 old guys down there, and now I'm going to sort this by their position. So any more defenders? Oh, I hate that you can't just double click and move them. I keep falling for it every single time. I'll fall for it. And I won't click the right person when I'm trying to change them. Midfielder. Kimball did not really improve massively. So we've got a couple of backups basically. Once those players sell, we'll jump back in to the transfer list and update that. We probably need to update individual training as well. That all training good is very appealing. You're an all training average. You're unhappy. So do you want to go 10,000? Do we have 10,000? Because if we do, then that's probably the most important thing. I think we should try and get some good times out of this. Right, we've got 100,000, so I think we go for this. We're trying not to go crazy on the wages. I'm keeping a close eye on it. So we're actually going to fire... Do we fire the ball control as well? Ideally, you just have a load of all coaches who are superb. How much would it cost to fire you? A lot. Right, we're going to fire Spooner. Oh, Christ. No, we're not... Oh, my word. We'll fire Joyce. We'll bring in Stubbs. And then Spooner wanted more money, didn't he? This is the issue. I can't force him out the club, unfortunately. Change the team training around just because. Put free time on the Wednesday. Individual training. Right, I'm just going to go through this and you'll see it in a second. I'm basically just going to remove everyone's training and add it on again, so 2 seconds. Right, so that's sorted. It looks ridiculous. I sort of regret hiring these guys, but we're sort of stuck with them for now. I've not put anyone on training who I'm expecting to sell, and Bart Williams apparently, so I need to add him on. Don't know why I forgot to do him completely. But yeah, the keeper who's unhappy, who isn't very good, and the 2 old guys on the transfer list aren't getting trained. Everyone else is getting trained. So that is fine. I might go through a bit later in the season, maybe a month in or so, depending on injuries, and put some of the other guys on high intensity if they're not really playing much, which I'm expecting to happen. Apart from that, let's arrange some friendlies and see if we can get some cash rolling in. So into the manager's office, and then, is it the phone? No. It is, have I even ever had an answer? No, I don't know. Arrange friendlies, so we want to go for teams in division above, preferably with a name behind them. So we'll go for Fulham, same as last season. Swansea, this is looking very similar to last season actually, isn't it? Anyone else? Hull City, wow. These days all these teams will be expected to be a lot higher up the leagues. And then finally we'll go for Brentford, because we went for Cardiff last year, so we'll go for Brentford in that. I think that's kind of all we're looking for. Something to bear in mind on USM, if you do just start charging through the game, is the actual price of things do go up as you get through the game. So it's kind of like inflation. So if you leave it, the price will just stay the same, but the cost of goods goes up. So you do need to keep an eye on it. So that's what we're doing now. We're just moving everything up a little bit. Programs we've not increased. Badges we will. It's a bit of a guessing game. I'm just gonna go up by 1 with everything, 2 for a couple things, and see how we get on. But yeah, otherwise you'll start not making as much money, and nobody wants that, do they? Burgers, move up. I don't know if I'm going to keep you here for all this because it's just me clicking stuff. Hold on. And that's done. So we'll see if the fans like that or lump it. I think we'll get a news article if it's horrific. So that's not going to be a huge surprise. Last season was a disappointment. We'd better get promoted this year. We'll see. Do I have a contract actually? Let's kill the plant as well. I feel like I actually do have a contract. Manager, contract 4. So I'm on for 4 more seasons. So this season, if we can finish 13th or higher, then we've done the same. Highest position. Oh, that's this season only, isn't it? First round. Last season we did get to the 3rd round of the FA Cup. So that's cool. We scored 21 goals all season and conceded 23. That is pathetic. But I think we're happy enough with that. We're going to carry on with the same sort of tactics that we were doing before. We'll get into it and just basically see how we get on. I'm not really bothered by the friendlies. As long as we avoid injuries, that's the important thing. So Kilner's off, Kevin Brown is off, and the strange keeper is off. So we now have a few more spaces in the squad. Scott ready for comeback. Someone's been injured for 28 weeks. I don't really recall who that is, but that's fine. So back into the transfer list, we will hopefully sign up these young players if they're still there. They might have been signed up by other teams, unfortunately, but I guess we'll find out. But as you can see after saying those guys, we do have 163k in the current accounts. That is banging. I know this is not necessary to sign up these guys, but I would rather just have some players who might improve and do as absolute backup, and then obviously it's just hopefully future sales really. A lot of defenders in there actually, so before I fill out the team completely, let's check to see if there's anyone else. There's a terrible striker who's actually quite fast, and another goalie, so we'll go for the striker first, and then if there's any more spaces then we'll sign up the defender. No, that's it. So terrible defender and terrible keeper left over, so that's absolutely fine. Made a load of profit there. Season ticket sales are pretty pathetic as well. So what we're going to do is just buy 100k into the deposit account to get a little bit of interest and go from there. Swansea City, we lose 2-0, not a surprise. Not too many appearing at the games either. It's just over 1,000 for a friendly, which maybe isn't a shock. But what, I mean, a draw against Hull's not bad. We're just about getting by, not bothered by newspaper articles at this point for friendlies. And then Brentford, who we end up beating actually, look like they had the better of the game, but that's fine. So in terms of fixtures and what we're looking to do this season, to be honest, I'm just going to instant result a lot of it unless it's a big game. I think that makes the most sense. But for now we will run up to, we'll do the first few games of the season because I mean, yeah, you've seen me go through pre-season. It's taken a while, so yeah, I don't want to keep you here forever. Out of interest, who was the guy that came back? It was called Scott, wasn't he? Oh, Dimitri Scott. It said he was a striker. I swear it said he was a striker, but we know who Dimitri Scott is. But yeah, some of these guys have really improved. So if we look at our next opponent, so Morecambe, I don't know whether they're expected to finish, but their keepers, they like got a 41 rating for goalkeeping. Strikers are on 40, 43. Midfielders 38, defenders 41. So we've got a better team. So really, I'm not gonna quick result. I'm just gonna see if we can visualize the balance of play a little bit. But we'll do a couple of games instant result after this to see if just the instant result is where it's at because the assistant takes over and is clever. But at the moment, we don't look like we're getting anywhere with this. Just as soon as we play games, we just seem to be up against it for some reason, like to score goals. I don't know what it is. I think I've only seen it score about 3 goals in the entire series, which is ridiculous. But it looks like it's going to end in a 0-0 at this rate with 20 minutes to go. Smith has a torn ligament, which is absolutely tremendous. I have to deal with that after the game, and then we'll start instant resulting. Ports has concussion. It's all over the place. Ridiculous. Pretty even. Morecambe aren't bad, so it's not the worst. Resentful coach sacked by Redwood. Well, yeah, because you were terrible. Right, so we'll just quickly change the team around, do a few instant results, and see where it leaves us in the league at the end. But yeah, Ken Smith is struggling, which is a shame because he's our best defender. Well, yeah, no, he is our best defender. So we'll bring in Jonathan Hicks. We've got another guy, another 2 defenders struggling already. So Nicholas Stamps comes in for him, who's got a bit of experience already. And we just instant result a couple and see if it's just me. 0-0, so maybe it's not just me. Telford, dearie me, this is a shocker, isn't it? Just sitting there clicking instant result. It's not really managing per se, is it? But I'm sure you guys don't mind. Darlington, I think got relegated last season, so a 2-2 is not bad again. We'll do 2 more. We'll see where that leaves us. Coach Shreve is doing nothing. Probably. I mean, they're not doing it. Look. So the coaches aren't doing as much as these 2 because then they don't do all and they're not superb. Physio, I want a better physio. Do we have any money? 7,000. What money do we have? It's always worth keeping an eye on this stuff as you go. Yeah, we got 46,000. Let's do it now. Marginal gains, right? Hopefully get some players back a bit earlier. So I'll hire that physio. We can't hire him. We've got to fire this guy first. So 7,000 off you pop. Bring in a top draw physio. These guys are unhappy. Ugh, how about a new contract? Would that make you happy? Okay, how about a wage rise? Would that make you happy? 270? He's still unhappy. New contract? Oh my word, he's mugging me off here, isn't he? There you go. I'm being truly mugged off. Right, just have what you want. 309. Jeez, getting an extra £40 a week. He's okay. How about a new contract? I don't like it. We'll keep him on okay. That'll do. Right, so we'll do 2 more games, see how we're getting on in the league. But next up, Gateshead, who are no mugs, but we have beaten them 1-0. Clearly, it's all about the instant result. But are we hemorrhaging money? I assume we are. Even on home games now, we're losing money, which is a bit of a problem. So we might end up having to sell one of our better players. We lose to Bath City in what will be our final game of this episode, which is a shame, but not overly surprising. It had to happen at some point. So fixture list is looking a bit rubbish, but nowhere near as bad as the start of last season, but just actually it's probably pretty similar. 1 win, 3 draws, 1 loss, but not as good as the end of last season. But Bath looks to be a front runner, so we'll see how that goes. But at least you've seen the sort of process for the start of a new season with youth players, so I'll just be doing that every season basically, so you won't need to see all that hassle and pain again. But if you have enjoyed that, please do like and subscribe. More USM coming soon, as well as Football Manager constantly. Just a busy time on the channel, but yeah, thank you very much for watching.